So we are going to discuss about a discrete impulse signal. So impulse signal is represented by a delta function. And over here, as you can see, we have a x-axis and y-axis. And in x-axis, we do not have a time over here. In place of it, we have n, which represents the number of samples. Since we are talking about a discretization of a signal or a discrete signal, so we have considered over here a number of samples. So as you can see, we have samples which starts from 1, 2, 3, and it moves to a infinite. Likewise, in the negative x-axis, we also have samples which is represented by -1, -2, -3, and so on. And we know impulse signal value is only lie at the origin value, which is a 0 over here. So the value of function is 1 at the origin, and at all other places of sample, the value of function is 0. So if I want to represent this particular thing mathematically, so now you can see I can represent it over here as del of n, which is nothing but its value is 1 for n equal to 0, and for all other value of sample, it is 0 only. Okay, so for the sample value of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, we have a 0 over here. Likewise, in the negative axis, for all other sample values, we have a 0 over here. So now we are going to plot this particular signal in a Scilab. So first, what we have to do in Scilab, we are going to define a time axis, okay, or the x-axis, okay, in which we have a number of samples present. So let me first move to a Scilab console. This is my Scilab console. So in that particular Scilab console, I am starting a Synode. Okay, so basically Synode is used to write a number of commands. Suppose if we have to write a code which involves lots of commands, so I can use a Synode. So basically what I have to do, first I am defining the number of samples. Let us suppose n is nothing but a -5 to 5. So this particular n will create a vector whose lower bound is -5 and upper bound is 5. That means it is dividing the complete x-axis into a sample values whose value is -5 to 5. Next, we are going to define a delta n function. Okay, so I can write it over here as del underscore n. Okay, so del underscore n represents del n function, and in that particular thing, I am simply creating one array over here, and in that particular array, we are simply defining a value. So as I know that the value of del n is 0 for all other sample values except n equal to 0. Okay, so we cannot directly create a vectors in a Scilab console in which we have defined a time axis from -infinite to infinite. Suppose if I want to replicate this particular graph only, then I have to define a sample space for this. Okay, so now you can see for the sample values -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, we have a 0. Okay, so I simply write it over here as 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so for all the 5 value, we have defined a 0 over here. Then it is representing n equal to 0, and then we have a positive axis. So again we have zeros over here. This particular array is now replicating the graph which we have present over here. Okay, so this n equal to 1, okay, this one is representing nothing but a origin, and on the right hand side we have a positive x-axis, and on the left hand side we have a negative x-axis. So this represents -1, sample value -1, this represents sample value -2, this represents sample value -3. Likewise, this represents sample value 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So like this way we can create a impulse function. Now I want to plot this particular function. So for plotting, we need to execute a command plot to d, and then we have to write a 3 over here. Okay, so this plot 2d3 creates it is used to present a discrete graphs. Okay, so in the first argument I have to pass a n over here, and then we write a del underscore n. Okay, and then just click on run button. Okay, so over here in Synode, you can see as I move my cursor over to this symbol, it represents execute. So as I execute this particular command, it is asking me to save and execute. So first I am saving this particular command. So I am saving it over here with the name IMP, okay, for impulse, okay. So now you can see as the program runs, it create a impulse function over here whose maximum value is 1, okay, and it is only defined for n equal to 0, okay, and for all the other sample value it is nothing but a 0, okay. Suppose if I want to decorate this particular graph, I mean to say if I want to provide a title over here, then if I want to provide a X label and Y label, okay, so how do we process it, okay. So first I have to execute a command title over here, and in double quotes I am simply writing what a discrete impulse signal, okay. Then I am using X label for labeling the x-axis, and in double quotes I am simply writing n, okay, which represent number of sample. Then in y label I am simply writing, so again I am executing this command, so you can see our graph would get modified over here. Now we have a x label in which n is representing over here, okay, so this represent the labels over here, or number of samples over here, okay, and then we have over here what in the y-axis the del n function, okay, and in the title I have provided over here what a discrete impulse signal, okay. Suppose now if I want to represent the equation over here, okay, if I want to modify and write a equation over here, so I can take help of a LaTeX over here, okay. So now you can see I am modifying this particular x label and provide a dollar sign over here, okay. So for writing an equation I have to use this particular dollar sign. So first dollar sign is to start a equation and last dollar sign is to end a equation, okay. So whenever we put a dollar sign and write something, so it tells the Scilab that now equation is tended to be written over here in a Scilab, okay. So for writing equation I have to use this particular backslash and then write delta, okay. So now you can see as I place a cursor over a delta, we have a symbol shown over here, okay, and then I simply write in square brackets n over here, okay. So now again if I execute this particular script, so now you can see what changes it made in my output, okay. So before it, first I have to save it and I am executing it, okay. So now you can see in y label we have a equation written over here, okay. In place of first we have written over here del n, now it is representing a symbol delta and then n, okay. Again it is slightly difficult for us to read the things which is written in x label, y label and title, okay. So for modification point of view I can use a graphic or figure properties present over here in a Scilab, okay. So in edit button if I click on that, we have a figure properties, okay. So I just click on that, so we have a figure editor opening over here, okay. So now you can see we have a axis presenting over here, and in that axis if I click, so we have a object properties, okay. So now you can see, let me first arrange the things, okay. So now you can see in the x-axis we have a text n over here, okay. I can modify the things from here also, okay. And now you can see over here we have a back color and the font size and color over here, okay. So first one is a font size, okay. So if I want to modify or change the font size, I can simply place my cursor over here, click on that and drag it, okay. So now you can see the font size would get change over here, okay. Suppose if I want to change a font style, then also I can modify it, okay. Modify my font style, okay. So this way we can easily do the modification in my Scilab graph over here, okay. So suppose if I using this particular thing, okay. Likewise, if I want to modify a color, I can do it by dragging this particular option present over here, okay. So for 0 I can have a black color, and for other values we have a different colors over here. Likewise, if I want to modify the y property, So I am first making it to increase the font size over here. Okay, then change the font style. So I am making it to sans serif bold italic. Okay, likewise, if I want to modify a title, again I am increasing the font size over here. So now you can see now our graph look quite easier to understand, and we can easily uh, so, so by this particular modification we can easily visualize the thing, and we can easily plot a signal over here. Thank you.